I wanted to make one thing abundantly clear too. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to make one thing perfectly clear. So I was going to make a statement now online, that while we have the live stream going on, this is purely it's only for educational and transparency purposes. We don't make money. No one makes money. I don't condone anyone. So, the main purpose of this live stream is so that everybody gets to see what happens on a daily basis in court. And that's the only reason that we have this. If anything starts happening in a negative way, in a negative light, if I see others making fun of other people, mistreating, I'm going to shut it down because I don't want more harm to come from this than good. And the idea is so that people learn. And what I've told a lot of other people, that we get teachers from out of state who've seen it, enjoy it, have shown it to their school kids. And that's the idea of why we have this. And the problem is that we have a lot of people that have, taken it in different directions that we don't really want it to. So that's the point, guys. And I hope that you'll be with me and understand that this is purely just an educational driven thing, that transparency, and that's it. So with that, thank you for joining us. Thank you for having us. See you mañana.
Ozzy wanted to say hi to his fans.
Yes, you guys have big fans. So if you want to say hello, say hi.
Hello, everybody. Great to see y'all.
Hi, everybody. Be nice.
So, yeah, I can't believe that you guys made it. That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, I don't know how much you got to see, but this is every day.
I wasn't too late.
No.
Traffic.
Right.
Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing today? Welcome to American Courts. Interesting day in Houston today. Got to see Fozzie and Allie go to the courtroom, and Kathy got to have dinner with the judge, and Donald was there, and it looked like Ramona and some other people were there. I thought about showing the pictures, but I want to see Kathy get to show them off tomorrow. I want to see her get to have fun with that. So I'm gonna let that there. So what we did do though was I've got Linus. She's going to say hello. So let's see how that goes. So here we go. Let's see.
Linus, whatever you want to call me. I just wanted to hop on here quickly and say thank you to each and every one of you that donated to my GoFundMe. Like, it's been unreal from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to each and every one of you that donated. I'm planning my trip to go to Houston and see Court 5. So it's been crazy. It's been intense, unreal. And I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that is helping me make it become a reality. So yeah. The GoFundMe is still live, it's still going. So, if you haven't donated yet and you have some money to spare, I'm here. And yeah, you can watch me go on this crazy journey. So yeah, thank you to each and every one of you, and we'll see you soon, right?
So that was Linus. I put her up to that, and she was a good sport with it. So thank you so much for doing that, Linus. Let's get her to Houston. And so we got some Judge Fleischer. We got Judge Bryant. I found a good Judge Bryant clip today I liked. And let's jump into a Judge Simpson one. He had a good landlord-tenant one today.
Your name?
Susie Norman.
All right. And where are we on this, folks?
I just spoke with Ms. Norman outside, and she has a job starting in Seattle November 4th. So she's agreed to return the property by November 1st.
Is that right?
Well, I had a job. I was supposed to already be out there.
Yeah.
But the case got adjourned from September 24th till today.
Right.
So yeah, they gave me until November 4th to get out there and be on the job. So, but I also have another case in court in regards to this matter as well. This case is separate. He told me out there, this is a different case, but I'm here to fight, Your Honor, period. Because I'm here to fight. And you knew that. You knew that from the very beginning I came in this court. And that is the truth, and I'm here to fight for what is right.
Okay. But what case is that one? Is that before a different judge or?
Your Honor, I picked up a complaint on Friday, case number 241C3728. It's a general civil case. Been filed in general civil court. I picked up the service on Friday. It's a complaint handwritten. I'm not.
Is that, give us that case number again. Okay. And is it signed to bar?
Nothing's happened.
Nothing's happened because you just picked up the complaint. So they've got to answer. Okay. That's before a different judge, before Judge Barr. So as far as this case is concerned, you're going to be moving by
The
first.
November 1st.
Okay.
That's the goal. But I mean, I have to be back in court for that because I want to see that through because it is attached to see my complaint that I filed. The case, because that is against Mr. Stanford, the civil case. So.
Okay. So I don't know what you're telling me. What are you telling me?
I was just saying that yes, November 1st. He wants the property back, but they're attached, so I will.
What's attached?
So it stems from the reason that I filed in the civil case is because of this case. Because of this possession case.
Okay, but what's the base? Can I see a copy of the complaint?
Hopefully
It does claim that he didn't have a certificate of occupancy and so it's funny, but it's not really clear as to what.
Okay, so ma'am, what do you want to have happen in this case? I mean, you're going to vacate.
in this case,
Yeah, you're going to vacate the premises. You said November 1st, correct?
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Then it seems to me that one of the ways to do this would be to enter a judgment indicating that you got to November 1st to move, but not just make it a termination. I would reserve the issue regarding the escrow pending the outcome of that case. And then that way we'll just hold the escrow, figure it out, but it wouldn't be a redemption on this case. You just move out November 1st. That case would follow its normal course. We'll hold the escrow pending resolution of that case. Does that make any sense to anybody?
It makes
Is
sense.
that me? Okay. All right.
Your Honor, did I don't even know if you can tell me this. Since it was, so the reason that I got here in the first place on the possession was because I stopped paying rent.
Correct.
And I stopped paying rent for those reasons that I put in my complaint. So did I do something incorrectly that it's not in front of you any longer?
Well,
Since you know.
that may have more to do with how the court sets cases, because if you had filed that as a counterclaim, then the whole thing would have stayed in front of me.
Okay. And I was wondering, I didn't think I could do it because I'd been in front of you with this possession case so many times. I thought that any other recourse was out of the question, because even when I came the first time, I was supposed to request a jury if I wanted it, and then I lost that.
Correct.
I didn't read the paperwork. So I was wondering if
Your Honor, there's no claim for money damages in our case. It's a possession case.
Pardon?
Our case is for possession.
Correct. And that's going to be resolved. And I think it might be that Ms. Norman may be asking why the case is headed someplace else and resolving that issue. Is your, I guess, what damages are you claiming on that other case, ma'am?
One, he did not have, his rental certificate expired.
No, I got that part.
And, all of the damages, I had the inspector from Pittsfield come in and inspect. So my damages are, I'm asking for all of my money back because he entered into a lease with me and he wasn't supposed to. And then the inspector came in and inspected the house, and there are like 12 different things that.
Okay, let me stop you for a second.
Okay.
So typically for me, and I can't say that I would find that way in this case, I can just give you a framework of how I deal with cases involving certificates of compliance. For me, the general framework is any future rent would not be due and owing because there's not a COC. I then would go back and try to figure out whether or not rent would be due, but then it would be only a question of how much rent would be due, because at some point you occupied the premises.
Correct.
The question is how much that's worth.
Mhm.
And that would be the amount that you would have to pay. I'm not saying that that's the way that if I had that case, that's the way I would find. I'm not saying anything along those lines, and I want to make that very clear. I'm just saying that that's my general framework for how I deal with this COC types of cases, absent some ordinance which says that I have to do something differently. Okay, that helps you at all. How Judge Barr would, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. And it might be, just so that everybody's aware, because it involves this case, I would not think it would be, but it might be that case might get reassigned to me. I don't. I've got enough to do, but I mean, one more would kill me, or it might.
You were worrying.
But nobody cares.
Rubbing. When you rub your head, it was worrying me a little bit.
What?
When you were rubbing your head, reading my, it was worrying me a little bit.
Why is everybody picking up on something? I'm going to stop doing it.
Oh.
Everybody's trying to read me.
I would never.
Yeah, you would. All right. So why don't we do this? Let me ask you folks this. And
Mr. Sanford keeps coming to the house unannounced as well.
Okay.
And I have a police report on that.
Wow. Okay. So
it's a lot.
It is. All right. So whatever way is going to be easiest for you guys. Okay. I mean, I don't mind people being mad at me and me making decisions. I don't. I don't know if you want to go and explain this case again to another judge. This is the 7th time you've been here on this case.
Right.
So if you want me to get that case, then I can talk to the judge and I can just take it. But if you don't, I'm not going to be offended. Believe me, I'm not. But
well, that would be my preference, just because you know. Like you said, I'm here 7 times.
Yeah, I've been here.
Yeah.
I know.
And if Mr. McCurdy
Your Honor, with
wants,
respect to the court, I would like to keep this Judge Barr.
Pardon?
I would like to keep Judge Barr if possible.
You wanted to go to Judge Barr?
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, go for it. He'll be happy to hear it.
did we flip a coin?
No. No. If the parties were to agree, I'd take it. But if the parties aren't in agreement, I'm not going to be offended by it. It just goes.
Well, we
So-
definitely aren't in agreement.
Okay. So Can you guys draft up a judgment for November 1st?
Your Honor, I can draft up a judgment, consent judgment. I might have problems getting Ms. Norman to sign. So.
Why?
I don't know if she agrees to sign it, but I've sent her conditional dismissals before we've agreed on it. She said she's not signing until the judge agrees to it. So.
I did say that one time in front of it, like in the courtroom. I didn't want to sign it without you knowing, because
I
you
know.
rule in this courtroom. This
I
is
know.
your thing. And I want you to know everything that goes on.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
So that was the
I
one
don't know
time.
Counsel, I don't understand that. We all just sat here. She said she's moving by November 1st. I said, prepare a judgment.
He doesn't believe I have a job either in Seattle. He questioned that just
Your Honor,
2 minutes ago.
That's not accurate.
That is
That's
accurate,
not
sir.
accurate.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. I'm not here to argue about that. I'm here to argue about sex.
100%. And I'm here to fight. And I said that. I was wronged in the first place, sir.
I asked for one.
Sorry. My apologies.
You guys want me to just set it for trial? I don't have a problem doing that.
Okay.
Okay, what?
I will go, if you want to set it for trial.
I'm just saying I do, but
Okay.
I asked for a judgment. It seemed like we were all in agreement. I asked for a judgment. And
Well, the little remarks from Mr. McCurgy they're unnecessary in my world.
Your Honor, if the date of that file is after November 4th, it would be after the date she has to report to work.
are you guys done?
Me?
I don't know. You guys are talking, so I just decided to have another conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry. No disrespect. I really don't want to.
It's okay. I'm used to being disrespected.
Oh.
So by him. I don't know why I said that. No, you're my boy. We're why are you shaking your head? Is that wrong? No. All right. You guys figure it out. Here's what I'm going to do. Non-jury trial, October 22nd, 2024, 9 a.m. I'll be here next Tuesday.
Thank you.
And we'll just try it.
Thank you. Again, my
I
apologies.
don't know what we're
for
trying, but we'll just try it.
Okay. My apologies for being disrespectful.
You are not disrespectful.
I feel like I was a little bit. So
What?
I said, I feel like I was a little bit,
To me?
but that was not to you, 100% not to you.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not hurt by it. Whatever you did. I'm good. All right. Thanks, guys. Been real. That was a legal term. No, after that, I'm not calling anymore.
Hey, Biggin Raiders, how are y'all doing? Thank you so much for coming in. We got a pile of people. Thank you so much, Biggin, and all the folks hanging out over there. Thank you so much. We've got some Judge Fleischer and some Judge Kirkham and Judge Bryant. Since we got the crowd in, let's run into some Judge Fleischer real quick.
We're gonna plead Mr. Walter Moses, Your Honor. We're proceeding on the assault of a family member case under cause number 2510200, Your Honor. And the state upon completion of the plea will dismiss cause number 2510615.
Good morning, Mr. Moses.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Shh. Why does this keep happening? This is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, but it's the 6th time you've picked up a kind of case where it's a violent case. Actually, 7. It keeps happening. Why? Why so much anger? Do you take any medication?
Yes, sir.
Do you stop taking the medication?
No, sir.
How do you get your medication when you're out there in the free world? When you picked up these 2 cases, had you stopped taking the medication? You were still taking it?
I actually finished it.
Meaning, so you finished, you didn't have any more.
Still gonna pick it up.
Council for reset?
We had him TRAS. TRAS said mental health caseload, or what did they say? And that's what we're doing, right? Okay. What are the other alternatives that we have?
They want to do the mental health case, IFP, thinking for a change, and then you're gonna help them with the counseling. And they'll report, twice a month. So that's how they make sure that you.
What about paying for IOP and all that?
If it qualifies to be the top funded one, because it he'll be responsible.
I mean, how do we make sure that he qualifies? Because I don't, Mr. Moses, do you work when you go out? When you're out of jail, do you work? Who do you live
Sir,
with?
no, yes, sir. sir, you want it.
It's okay, Mr. D. Who do you live with? And when you leave here now, are you going to be able to stay with mom?
Yes, sir.
Do you know that for?
I don't know that's for a fact you want.
Before you were in jail, who were you living with?
Yeah.
Council for reset?
One of the things that you're going to have to do is an intensive outpatient treatment. The problem is that it's expensive. It's not cheap. It's around $500 to $600 to do that. And I don't know if that's something that that you have to be able to pay for. If not, I want to try to get you to, I want to see if we can pay for it. How do we,
I'll do a indigency form with him, and then he'll be placed on the wait list if he qualifies. He's on probation, or he'll be on probation for 2 years, so he'll be fine.
if this fails, what else do we have at our disposal?
If this goes and he starts violating, then they'll place him in the That's how it is.
So I want you to understand, Mr. Moses, that we want this to work for you. But you also have to want it to work. If you do something to violate this agreement, you don't do your treatment, you don't stay up on your probation, if you just leave, one of the options is putting you in a residential facility. Do you understand what that means? That means that you will be in, it's not in the actual jail, it's at another facility, right? It's at a lockdown facility that you will not be able to leave, and then you'll be getting treatment. We are trying to do it this way so that you can try to do this while you're out there in the free world doing this by yourself. But if you're not able to, we're going to have to take other measures. Can you get this done? Do you know what's required for you to successfully finish? What do you have to do? Yes. What programs do you have to do? Do you know? You have to do anger management class, right?
I'm thinking for a
Thank you
change.
for a change.
Okay, so you have to do a thinking for a change, which is a class where you teaches you how to think when you're in a bad situation. You also have to do outpatient treatment so that we know that you're actually speaking to people, working through any kind of anger issues that you may have.
Yes, sir. And substance abuse.
And substance abuse. No drugs, no alcohol. You cannot use any illegal drugs, including marijuana. No marijuana, no illegal drugs, and no alcohol. They're going to test you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you complete this successfully, you do not end up with a conviction. But you need to understand that there's still,
He will be a convicted judge, it's straight probation.
oh, it is straight.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Oh, I thought it was a
They told me
deferred.
because he had the state jail conviction up in felony court and the numerous of cases that he had that were assaultive in nature that they were not willing to offer him.
Okay. This assault, it's going on your record. There is what's called an affirmative finding of family violence. If you pick up another case like this, you will be facing a third-degree felony. Minimum 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison if you ever pick up another assault like this again. Do you understand? That's years in prison, not days like you are here, years. You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this as well. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, so no guns, no ammunitions as well. I'm sorry, it's no weapons, right?
Yes.
No weapons. Weapons is a very loose term. If you have any questions about what a weapon is, you have to talk to a lawyer, but be very, very careful. You understand?
Sure.
You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you cannot change your mind. You must complete this, and it's a 2-year probation. You understand? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sentence you to 1 year in jail. However, I will probate that for 2 years. You've already done it, TRAS, so we don't need to do that, but intensive outpatient treatment, thinking for a change, and the mental health caseload. If you ever have a problem, come back to us here. We can help you if you come here. But if you just leave and don't do anything, that's the worst thing that can happen. Don't leave. Come back. Good things will happen if you come back. Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions? Good luck, Mr. Moses. I hope that you can make it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No. He's banned. Yes, hold on, Mr. D, I forgot something. Hold on, I forgot. Hey, I don't think he's gonna have anything to pay for anything, so we need, like, we gotta get him. Okay, I have to have you sign one more document that you need to understand, Mr. Moses, that you are now ineligible, meaning that you cannot have a firearm or ammunition. I'm going to read this to you so you understand this, okay? A firearm means any device designated, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using an energy generated by an explosion or burning substance, or any device readily convertible to that use. If you now possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have any questions about how long you will be ineligible, you must talk to a lawyer and they should be able to contact you and consult you about that. I need you to sign this so you understand that you cannot have any more weapons, okay? Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. D.
Judge Fleischer there giving the explanation of no firearms. I've never heard a judge give that, so that was interesting to see there. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out. It's neat to be overwhelmed trying to run through the comments so much. So that's awesome. Whenever we end tonight, I'm going to play the little public service announcement Judge Fleischer gave at the beginning. At the end of his court today, he just gave a talk talking about this is for education. If you're entertained by it, good, but this is education. Consider this an educational class that you just enjoy the class. Don't this ain't the place to be making fun of people. This ain't the place to be doing all that. Of course we see people different. We see goofballs. We see people that act up and get themselves in bad situations. Judge Fleischer just made it absolutely clear that's not what he's broadcasting for. He's doing this to educate the people and to show what the system's like. So we're gonna jump into Judge Bryant because she gave someone some grief today. So let's go see where that goes to.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ready, where's Mr. Lindsay? All right, this is case number. Case number 2062165001, the People versus Edmund Lindsay. Defendant is charged with license plate illegal use. Today is the date set for review. Appearances, please.
Janice Stevenson appearing on behalf of Mr. Edmund Lindsay. Mr. Lindsay, sir, please say your first, middle, and last names.
Edmund Hampton Lindsay Jr.
All right, Ms. Stevenson.
So the court did adjourn the matter, Your Honor, from this past Friday for today for Mr. Lindsay to come to court in person, which he has done. The court did previously extend the probation to give Mr. Lindsay an opportunity to do community service in lieu of costs and fines. Your Honor, Mr. Lindsay has not, because of health conditions, been able to complete the community service. He did hear the court say, I believe it was on Friday, that there would be other community service opportunities available to him, which would not cause him to have to walk around, which he can't do because he has a hip injury.
I just seen him walking. What are you saying?
I have 2 broken hips, man.
I don't know who he's talking to, but what I'm saying to you, Miss Stevenson, is that I just saw him walking. I also know people who had 2 hip replacements, right? I don't see him on a cane, on a walker, in a wheelchair. Furthermore, I didn't say there would be opportunities available to him because there's always been opportunities available to him. We have a thick book of places that have community service. So, okay, come on.
Yes, we do not represent to the court that Mr. Lindsay can't walk, Your Honor, but what he's indicated to me, and what I think he reported last week, is that because he's scheduled for the hip surgery, he did not understand that there were other opportunities that were available to him. Now, I did talk to him about the reason he didn't understand that, and I think it comes down to Mr. Lindsay not interacting with his supervising probation officer in the way.
You're talking about the probation meetings that he missed in July, August, and September.
And I think that's what's causing the disconnect for Mr. Lindsay, Your Honor. But I don't believe that Mr. Lindsay is trying to run from the court. I believe exactly the opposite. I think if Mr. Lindsay were trying just to totally disregard this court's authority, once he had a pretty bad hearing on Friday, once he could see where this is going, I don't think he would have made it down here. I don't think he would have stayed out in the hallway until about an hour ago. I don't think he would have kept knocking at my door trying to get my attention if he were not trying to handle this matter. So I don't think Mr. Lindsay's trying to run. He told me that his source of income is plasma donation. He does have children. He's using a bicycle when he can for transportation. So I'm not, the charge involved Mr. Lindsay doing something that I think is, kind of strange, that he doesn't go down to the Secretary of State and get his plate the way every lawful driver does. He did something different. Plate has to come from the Secretary of State and has to go on the card that they say it's supposed to go on, and he didn't do that, and he pled guilty to that, and that's what he's here for today, Judge.
I know,
So
and that's why it's a shame. That's why it's a shame if he has to go to jail. That would be his own doing. He's literally been on probation for 13 months. So now you tell me what you want me to do. He's literally been on probation for 13 months and still has to do the same thing he had to do 13 months ago that he has not done. So how much more grace and mercy? Come on, just tell me.
Until the day that is the day there are no more. I don't know. I want grace and mercy to continuously flow. And
today is kind of the day that there are no more. But okay, sure, Ms. Stevenson. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, let's just go. Let's go. Let him go across the hall. You say he's not running, but he has 3 other warrants out for his arrest. You say he's not running from the law. You say the fact that he showed up means he's not running. Well, maybe he just got tired of running. He's been running. Maybe he just got tired of running. But
well,
hey,
I know he's not running this court, and so he's not disregarding this court authority to the rest of it. But he's here to face the music with you, Judge.
Okay, well, let's face the music again in January. Because you want me. Let's just keep facing me. Let's just keep dancing to the music. Okay. Until there's no more music to dance to. Of January 14th. He's going to go across the hall today. He's going to go see Miss Bumpus today. If he fails to see Miss Bumpus again, I'm not going to do this. So it costs nothing to meet it with his probation officer. He doesn't have to use his legs. He doesn't have to, he can call her on the phone. He can do whatever. Listen, okay, January the 14th, 10:02, in person. Anything further?
Not at this time. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're very welcome. All right, let's see if he'll go across the hall and talk to Miss Bumpus today. All right, I'm ready on Williams, who was 2.5 hours late for court. But what I'm not going to do is continue to wait for Mr. Williams. Case number 194604201, the People versus Dedrick Anthony Williams. Defendant is charged with license plate illegal use. Today is the date set for trial. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Delphia Burton appearing on behalf of the people.
And for the record, Your Honor, Janice Stevenson appearing on behalf of Dedrick Williams. Mr. Williams, sir, please say your first, middle, and last names.
Ms. Stevenson, what are we doing here? He was 2.5 hours late for court.
I'm sorry.
Late for court.
Say your first, middle, and last names, Mr. Williams.
Dedrick Anthony Williams. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, man.
All right. Today is the date set for trial. Are the people ready to proceed?
Yeah, but unfortunately, the people are not able to move forward on this matter. There was the case was supposed to be reassigned because the officer in charge was not no longer there.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, subpoenas were sent. Involved the use of a dealer plate. That was the allegation, and it's from 2019, and so we're not able to move forward.
Your Honor, we would apologize to the court for our tardiness. Unfortunately, Mr. Williams found himself arrested and had to walk from the jail. He's back at home now trying to get to the urgent care. We would move for dismissal, Your Honor. All
right, the court is going to grant defense counsel's motion to dismiss as the people are unable to proceed. Today is the date set for trial. The witnesses have not appeared, and it is 12:34. We will mail a copy of the order of dismissal to you for your records. Anything further with respect to Mr. Williams?
Nothing from the people.
Nothing on behalf of Mr. Williams. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Williams, I hope you feel better. Have a great day. Stay safe.
You too, man. I'm sorry for being late.
I accept your apology. Sound like you had a decent reason.
I did.
All right. All right. Bye, Ms. Stevenson. You brought me out there today.
There's always.
I don't know what time they wanted to bring Mr. Lake, but they'll have to try again tomorrow. All right.
Okay. Right now.
No, he was. It was dismissed. It was a pre-trial scheduled for Judge Garrett on October 28th.
Well, I mean, was he downstairs?
No, I'll bring him tomorrow.
Okay.
When I called down there, Your Honor, he wasn't down there, but he did have an exam before Judge Jefferson this morning. The felony charges were dismissed and the pretrial was set for Judge Garrett, October 28th.
Judge Garrett?
Yes, it was domestic violence.
Oh, okay. Well, they didn't want to bring him to me after he finished his exam.
So she can't show up. He can't show up for court because he's got a court at another place. The other guy couldn't show up for court on time because he had got arrested and he had to walk home. And so it seems like they got an issue there. They got to figure that out. But Judge Bryant had a little bit of her normal zeal to her. She's been real subdued lately. I watched some of it and I just hadn't really seen anything that's, that's really, educational or anything. It's just a lot of people passing off to, further times and, just people signing paperwork. So, but we got Allie's home. So she did good. She left out early this morning, drove to Houston. I think it's a 3-hour drive from where she's at. And so she got home and like she said, she had some business to go do at home, get some sleep. So we're going to jump over to, let's do another Judge Fleischer one. He had one, jumping in the mod stuff in Judge Fleischer's, you don't really get to see a lot of the court. You spend more time just paying attention to the chat. So this is how I get to watch Judge Fleischer most days.
Good morning, Ms. Tillis. Ma'am. Ms. Tillis, you're not going to look at me? Are you that upset? Shh. What's going on?
She had the older case. She picked up the new case. We do not have video on the newer case yet. However, the state has made an offer to time serve her on the older case and dismiss the newer one.
How long have you been in custody, ma'am?
A month and a half. She has 114 days credit on the older case, or she's been in for 114 days total on the older case and 55 on the new one.
Life, ma'am. What do you do in life? Do you work? Do you go to school? Who do you live with?
I'm not able to complete school because I don't have the correct resources. I take care of my younger siblings.
And she also
I
receives.
don't want you to plead guilty just to get out of jail. I don't want that to happen because it's only hurting you even more than you are right now. But if I let you out, you've picked up 2 criminal mischief cases.
Pick up a job.
How old are you? Who do you have in your life now? Is your mom around? Ms. Tillis, I want to let you out, but I have to know that I'm not going to let you out to the street. I'm trying to talk to you to get to know you in the little time that I have to see how much I can trust you if I let you out. I'm sorry?
It's been a long trial and I'm tired.
Who do you have in your life that's ready to help you now if we let you out? Yourself. Do you have any parents around?
Judge, mom is around. She's just not in the picture.
Father? Do you have anyone in your life that's ready to help you out and give you a place to live?
Set her up to go to the Harris Health Center.
I don't know if she knows what she's doing.
Okay.
I mean, we're not gonna do this just to let you get out of the street because the street is not a safe place for you.
I don't have contact with him on a regular basis, but
So who are you living with before you picked up these two cases? Where? Did you have an apartment? Did you have,
house.
who owned the house? I don't know if I feel comfortable. I don't want you to plead guilty just to get out, ma'am. But if you give me a place that you have that they'll take you in, I'll let you out. Will you talk to Anna to see what we can do to try to help you find housing? Why not?
I have a SSI, but my SSI has been getting taken.
Do you have any other family members in your life that can help you out to give you a place to stay? Aunts, uncles, who?
I have a grandfather.
Is that someone that we can reach out to and speak to? Do you have the number that we can have Anna call and verify? And
What is it called?
Her property at the
Yes,
jail.
I can't.
you don't know the phone number by heart? Do you know any phone numbers?
And Judge, if you'd like, we can roll this a couple of days and I can reach out to the next social worker to have them.
I'm looking now for a phone number. I have one, but I don't know if that's her phone number or someone else's phone number. I'm going through all the paperwork now to see if I can find anything. Is this 7599? Is that your number?
Yeah, the last four.
I don't want you to say it out loud now, but the last four numbers, do you know what your phone number is?
Right, but do you know the number There's a number that's on the paperwork.
Yes, that's my emergency contact.
Okay,
Wonderful. Can you reach out to that? And I'm going to give it to you now.
I can do that, Judge.
Okay, can you please reach out to the Met, please? And then, if we can find her housing, I'll give her a piano fund. I don't want to just plead guilty just to plead guilty to get out, okay? I want anything, find anything so that we can do it. And if we can have her talk to social worker, figure out housing and help with the SSI back so that she has some kind of income coming in. This is the phone number I have.
Okay.
And then if you maybe 2 days, let's not take long. If you need any help, if you need any kind, like if you need investigative money to find any kind of relative for her, just anything you need. Hey,
Just wait on my client for a plea, Judge.
okay. Yeah.
You're moving inside of it?
Oh, that's a no-go. Jeremiah Julian. Good morning, Mr. Julian. Oof. Oof. So you were on bond for an unlawful carrying of a weapon, a felony PCS, a criminal trespass with a deadly weapon, failure to ID, and then another unlawful carrying of a weapon. So you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 open cases. What are we doing?
It's time served on one of the unlawful carry weapon cases and they're dismissing the others, Judge. He'll still have to resolve his felony.
So that's still open at this point.
Yes, Judge.
As part of the agreement is forfeiture of the weapon, I would presume. On
Yes, Judge. George was pretty specific about that.
Okay, so Mr. Julian, you worked out just a tremendous deal. They're going to dismiss 3 of the cases in exchange for your plea on one of them. Okay, what you really need to understand is that this charge is going to go on your record. And you are now, will be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any weapons that you pick up. Or I'm sorry, any weapons, any cases that you pick up, you're looking at a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand? This charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. You give up all your rights, basically entering into this plea bargain agreement saying, look, I don't want a trial. I don't want to talk to witnesses. I don't want to confront and cross-examine my accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never undo this or change this. It will go on your record and it'll be there forever. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of unlawful carrying of a weapon? You also need to understand is that the weapons in all of these cases will be forfeit. You will not get them back.
But that was only for one case. The case that I
No,
had.
it's for all cases.
Okay, yes. Can I tell you something? I mean,
sure.
I don't know if I can speak. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they say don't speak to the lawyer, the judge.
Are you talking about the facts of your cases?
Yes.
So you can't, he's not going to do anything about the facts of your cases. That's a separate issue.
I want to tell you this, like the new cases that I just caught, I was trying to do a non-arrest bond, and I had caught a case at my house. Like, this is my home address, and they told me I was trespassing basically at my home. And then the gun was my mother's. And
you're dismissing all those cases. You know what I mean? So you're only pleading to one of the cases, and they're dismissing the other 3. So if you're not pleading guilty to those cases, they're dismissing all of them. So the problem is that part of the plea bargain is that you can't get these guns back. At least 2 of them. We only have 2, right? Yeah. You can't get those back though.
Okay.
Do you understand that? Okay. Do you still want to do this? All right. How do you plead to the offense? I will find you guilty, sentence you to 10 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 8 days that you've done. Unfortunately, we still have you here because you still have your case upstairs. Just be careful. If you get on probation, take it seriously because you're facing a lot of time. Okay? All right. Good luck, Mr. Delaney.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care. Thank you.
All right. Somebody had asked Linus if she was going to be able to work whenever she come here. No, Linus is going to be way too intoxicated to work. I don't see her being able to stand up after about half the day most days. But yep, and she's probably right. We'll probably be tired of her after the first week. I got a great picture from Fozzie. He said I could show it. It's him and Allie with the judge. You're gonna have to wait till tomorrow morning to see the Kathy pictures if you hadn't seen them already. So let me see if I can pull it up on here. There we go. Let me get my face out of it. There's Allie, Judge, and Fozzie. Let's see. There we go. So they had a good day today. So there we go. Fozzie, I didn't have a chance to size it whenever I throw it over. It just took over the whole screen and went. So, but I think the biggest thing I saw was you see all these decorations over here, the danger, keep out, and all those other decorations. Imagine how silly you'd feel being a defendant going into court for something stupid, just a mistake you made, and you've got to fix the mistake, you got to get things back right, and you're looking at these sort of decorations. It just lets you know that there's people moving on with life, and you got to get your act right and get back in life, get back to a life to where you're worried about Halloween decorations. And so, Victoria, I don't even know what in the world those emojis mean, but okay, we're gonna go to Judge Kirkham. Yep, Judge Kirkham, and that'll be it for tonight. I'm gonna do that.
Nope, you're okay,
Here we go with Judge.
Anthony.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know how to unmute.
Dorothy, can you hear me? Dorothy? Can you hear me, Dorothy? Dorothy? Please connect to audio, check your volume settings.
Trying to make it so only I heard the court and not everybody in the house.
Okay. Calling case.
My earbud's not working.
242842 DM Anthony Lane versus Dorothy Lane. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2024 at 9:36 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Ms. Henderson on behalf of the plaintiff. This matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion for temporary custody, parenting time, and support. Ms. Henderson.
Good morning, Your Honor. This case is somewhat unusual. The parties have been separated for over 5 years and actually have a DS case that is now closed. However, the divorce was actually never finalized, so we were directed by the court administrator to file a new divorce case and a motion in that case. The parties share 2 minor children. One of them is about to turn 18 in the beginning of 2025, and they share a 9-year-old daughter, Trinity. And pursuant to the case in the support matter between the parties 2019-3226 DS, my client has sole legal, sole physical custody of the minor son of the parties, and then the defendant in this matter has sole legal, sole physical custody of the party's minor daughter. Subsequent to the filing of the initial order in that matter, there was a order establishing parenting time that entered in 2023. And since that time, specifically in October 2024, right before we filed for divorce, There's an ongoing CPS case involving the defendant in this matter, who was substantiated for physical neglect, medical neglect of the child, as well as deplorable living conditions. And the minor child of the parties, Trinity, was safety plan outside of the mother's home. And due to mother having sole legal, sole physical custody at that time, mother insisted that she be placed with third parties rather than her father, who has appropriate living conditions at this time and has no allegations against him. Since the filing of our case, Your Honor, as of the end of last week, Families First is in defendant's home and they're working on reintegration of the child with the mother and also providing some services for the mother. The mother still does not have transportation. The child still has lice. She is in need of immediate medical and dental attention due to severe tooth decay. And we're asking for Trinity to be placed with the father pending the resolution of this case. We're asking for continuation of sole legal, sole physical custody for Mr. Lane for the older child of the parties, their son. We're also asking for him to be granted sole legal, sole physical custody of the daughter pending this matter. We understand that the court may want to have an evidentiary hearing, and we would be prepared to do that. But we contend that due to the recent development regarding the defendant's home, as well as her romantic relationship with who Mr. Lane believes to be a registered sex offender. Further, Ms. Lane has an adult son who also has some registered sex offender, according to my client, or some deviant sexual behaviors that he is aware of. All of that in totality would constitute proper cause for the court to revisit custody and parenting time for Trinity. We're asking for that to be considered at this time, Your Honor, for Trinity to be placed with her father and for the parenting time to be granted for the parties in accordance with the safety plan and the ongoing CPS case recommendations. Further, we are asking for any parenting time exchanges to occur at Battle Creek Police Station due to a highly contentious relationship between the parties. Now, I understand currently Ms. Lane does not have any transportation, and until she does have transportation, my client is willing to pick up at her home. But going forward, once she obtains transportation, we would like for the exchanges to be moved to the police station of the parties, of Battle Creek, I'm sorry. Further, we would ask for the child support to be ordered in accordance with the formula. My client is employed full-time at Walmart, was stated his gross biweekly income. To my client's knowledge and belief, defendant is not gainfully employed and has carnival work when it's available. And we would ask for her to be imputed at $15 an hour, 40 hours a week. The child currently has medical insurance provided by my client. She also has secondary Medicaid insurance. There is a dire need for her to see a dentist as soon as possible. Due to no transportation, we are uncertain how Trinity would be getting to school because it's our understanding she's not attending school in the district in which defendant resides. My client would be able to take the child to school, make sure she's attending school. And for all of those reasons, we're requesting temporary legal and physical custody to be awarded to my client to continue sole legal, sole physical custody of the older child with Mr. Lane, to order parenting time in accordance with the CPS ongoing guidelines, and order child support in accordance with the formula, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lane, what's your response?
Well, my response is a lot, Your Honor. I have Trinity actually in my care. Trinity was given back to me. Actually, I could have got her back Monday, but I waited until her dentist appointment that she had scheduled Tuesday to take care of her dental problems. And they're going to be running a test actually for periodontal disease that runs very highly in my mother's side. I just recently found out from my aunt. that's involved like at least 7 of my family members on my mother's side who are still living, who had periodontal disease, which causes teeth decay, even with people who brush and floss and take good care of their teeth. She goes to the dentist yearly to get her teeth cleaned and to get her fillings taken care of if she needs any. And she has been in my care the whole time since I have left Tony. Trevor wanted to go with his dad, and that was fine. But Trinity has been wanting to be with me. Our visitation, I had set for open visitation back in February 2020, and he went back to get things changed because he wanted to cut her hair, and I wouldn't allow it because it was above her shoulder, and she wanted it to be longer. And at that time, they were going to issue him Wednesday and Friday 4 hours visitation, and he told them he can only do 1 day a week because of their aggressive dog at their home. He says he now lives at the girlfriend's house. I do not know because the address he gave me is a false address. Because I asked if she is going to the other party's house, which I am not against her going to her house. I am very, I like to know where my kids go, even when they go to a friend's home, I like to know the address. I like to know where they're at in case of an emergency. And with behaviors he has pointed to me, it makes me concerned. So I just like to know the address because he's threatened to kidnap her and take her to that address prior this year. And he has kidnapped her one day last year. I am making an appointment for her to get her, she has to get a root canal, which is why I'm getting her tested for the periodontal disease, because there are 0 reasons for her to have to be getting this root canal. Because at the last dentist appointment, she had a small cavity on this tooth, and it did nothing to obtain a root canal now. So my aunt let me know about this disease, so I'm getting hold of Dental Dream, and I'm gonna have her tested for that. She gets to her eye doctor yearly. CPS has ordered a bed for her because I'm in the process of looking for a home. And as far as income, I'm on long-term disability because I had my posterior tendon surgery done twice on my left foot. And because I cannot be on my feet for 8 hours straight, my job at Tentacle said that I'm no longer employed there, but they put me to long-term disability. And once I can be on my feet for at least 8 hours, I can get my job back with them. So I've been doing physical therapy, and so I can strengthen my foot, and I have to wear an ankle brace to help support it. I'm working on getting my food stamps back. They had my mail was being resended back to them from my old address before I came to my mom's address, which my mom's house is significantly, oh my goodness, so much better. We have hot and cold water running to the showers. We can take showers now. The sink and tub works upstairs. The toilet works upstairs. The house is fully clean. CPS was totally surprised, and she has her own bedroom. Like I said, she's been in my care this whole time. And this whole thing started because he doesn't want to pay me child support. He's told multiple people. He's even told me for the last 6 years of our marriage that he would not pay me child support at all. I would tell you the mantra, but I don't think you want to hear it. I hear it every day in my head. Overnights are allowed, and I talked to a lawyer, and she has me having some stuff that she wants to make sure I bring up to your guys' attention. So I'm just making sure that I hit everything that she had spoken to me about, because I was not served in enough time to actually get me a lawyer. So I was able, because it was a domestic marriage for me and the children, physical, mental, and verbal abuse. I had to go through Safe Place. A legal aid told me to go through Safe Place Legal Services to be screened, to be sent back to legal aid. And they finally went through that process, and that's how I finally got to legal aid.
Okay, anything else, ma'am?
Yes, Tony himself is actually a CFC. It was expunged, but there's still sites that you can find it on because my cousin Laura found it. I've never let my boyfriend watch Trinity, and I don't let Randy watch Trinity because Randy is autistic.
Ma'am, just in
So
that regard, are
I-
those individuals, are Mr. Wright and Mr. Brett, are they registered on the sex offender registration?
Randy is not. Randy was found criminally and mentally incompetent. So Randy was not charged of nothing. So Randy does not have a record, Your Honor.
Okay.
My boyfriend, it was a teenage thing, Your Honor. And what my understanding is that he was charged of raping his girlfriend who he was having consensual sex with, but she was caught having sex, and to cover herself, she yelled rape. And as far as the other girl, I just understand that she was the younger sister who had a crush on him, and he was not giving her any, time or day because of her age. And she did the same thing her sister did. And so that's how I was understanding that obtained. It was not a minor child, teenager, unlike her father. So for his safety, actually, I don't leave Trinity with him. Trinity and him have a good bond. But no, I just because I don't want Tony to ever if Tony ever says he's gonna accuse anything, if Cody's never left alone with her, there's no reason anything can ever be said.
Okay, well.
And he never punishes her. He doesn't physically punish her at all. He's never physically punished her. And that again is on his safety side, because I don't want no accusation to get put towards him. So I am the only one that disciplines her, and my mother babysits, my daughter, my 21-year-old daughter babysits, or my Aunt Rosie has babysitted. I have other people in the family that I have babysitting her than him. And that's not because I don't trust him, Your Honor. It's because it's more his safety so that people can't accuse anything towards him. If you understand what I mean.
Okay. Well, in this case, the court is not going to change custody without an evidentiary hearing. The case law is very clear that the court can't do that. So we'll have to schedule an evidentiary hearing. There is sufficient allegations to meet the Varka threshold for an evidentiary hearing. The court will likewise note from what Ms. Lane has stated that she's on disability. So at this point, the court can calculate, we will at some point in the future, calculate the support based upon her disability. The exchanges can continue to occur at her home as she does not have transportation. And then at times she does have transportation, they'll handle that at the Battle Creek Police Department. The court is, however, going to order in this matter that neither Cody Wright nor Randy Brett will have any contact with the minor child when the child is in the defendant's custody or care. So, ma'am, what that means is they cannot have contact with her. You said you're not leaving them alone. That's not what it means. It means they can't be around her, etc. When the child is in your care. If the child is if the child is with the plaintiff, let's say a weekend, you can have all the contact you want with those individuals, but they cannot have any contact. They can't be in the home. They can't have contact with her when she is in your care.
I told him that. I don't understand why, Your Honor,
because I just said so. Why that, ma'am? Obviously, they're on at least the boyfriend's on the sex offender list, and the child is not. Court is not going to have the child in contact with him at that time.
I understand. I have a comprehension problem. Sorry, Your Honor. I was just trying to understand exactly why, because You said something about Randy, and Randy has been expunged. He does not have a charge or nothing against him.
Well, it may be, and you said that that was a result of him not being,
He has autism due to.
he did not have the
extreme abuse.
capacity, but notwithstanding that, the court's gonna order that he not be around the child.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that'll be the order. Ms. Henderson, you can prepare that, and then we'll be in touch with you about setting up a time to have a hearing
Thank you, Your Honor. And would the hearing be with you, Your Honor, or with the referee?
with me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Have a
Have
good
a good
day.
day.
I'm going to follow this one. This one interests me. I'm really big about being sympathetic towards the defendant. I'm really big about just automatically assuming that I don't know everything that's going on. In this case, I almost don't care what's going on. They've crossed the line with the kids, and I'm normally always against CPS because I think they're understaffed and undertrained. But in this case, I just tell me where to send the check to get this kid out of the situation. These people need help themselves. They can't be raising kids when they can't function on their own. In Florida, we have in Panama City, there's a place called Life Management Center, and it was to help people like this deal with life, just people that needed help dealing with life. I don't know if they have that in this state. I don't know what sort of resources they have and what sort of control they have. None of us want anybody to tell us what to do with our kids, but we can't leave kids and stuff like this. And see that the father, he never had to talk. He had a lawyer to cover him. So, but I don't know what in the world is going on with these people. If that's the mom, wonder what horror story would come out of the father's mouth. Anyways, I'm going to pay attention to this. Someone threw me right off on a comment. That was a good comment there. But this one's a mess. These types of cases here normally take 4 or 5 hours on some of the channels, and they're entertaining to watch. But I can't make it through most of them. So, but I'm going to follow this one. Judge Kirkham does a really good job of going through with these things. And someone had mentioned earlier that he's really good at just parsing out the garbage and just letting it go. He let this woman talk. He let her say all the garbage she needed to say in order for him to be confirmed in his decision. So this is going to be an interesting one to go through. Like I said, you just want CPS to get involved in this family. This is the whole purpose of CPS. This is what they're there for. Anyways, we're gonna Bill, is that place still there? Or did it blow away? Panama City or Life Management Center? Life Management Center, I believe it looked like it had blown away in the 50s and 60s, so it was in such rough shape. And this is the 90s that I knew of it. So, but anyways, you guys have a great night. I don't know who's out there to send everybody to, so y'all go find some good stuff to watch, and we'll see y'all tomorrow night. All right, bye.